All right, so welcome to White Day, a labyrinth named school. I should probably actually put that in the name. I always just call it White Day. Um, what I want to do with this game, because I've already played this a million times, and for that reason, I thought it might be kind of fun to do a kind of 100% complete walkthrough of this, trying to get because I've already done 100% on this game. There's not much more I could possibly do with it. And I don't want to literally show everything because some of the 100% part of this is really tedious and you don't need to see it to know how to do it. But I can explain how to get everything and show the stuff that is hard to get. Hey there, Firebird. So that's kind of what I had in mind. And so my general breakdown of what I wanted to start with, because it's probably one of the hardest parts of the game, is to do the ghost stories, ghost collection, and all the endings of the game. The ghost stories are probably the hardest part to collect, but I kind of did them almost blindly last time, so I had Firebird helping me out a little bit, and I've done it many other times before that. The real tedious part of this game, if you actually want to go for 100% completion, is by far the ending collection. Because there are 10 endings to this game. And the difficulties do not stack. And there's like 5 or so different difficulty settings. 5 or 6. I want to say 5, but it might be 6. I might be a little off on that. And so that is the tedious part. And so what I thought we would do is yeah, hell setting. What I thought we would do is first play, go for the hardest ending to get, or what I would say is probably the hardest ending to get, on hard mode, and do all the kind of collectible stuff in one single shot, and which we'll start here today. And then what I would like to do after that is go through and show the rest of the endings. And then if we want to, after that, I can kind of explain how to get the rest of the stuff, and then we could do a hell mode run. It's been a while since I've done hell mode, but so that's kind of my general thoughts for this. Because the trophy list on this is actually pretty easy to get, outside of a few of the more tedious ones. And just to kind of put keys on the table here so people aren't wondering where I'm getting my information, I did use a lot of guide material when I did my 100% completions before, so I am not doing this on my own. My original kind of base knowledge on this came from Darkness Jackson Gaming, which I believe all of us were introduced to this game because of him, at least all of us that are here right now. Hey, Sacred. And so I definitely need to give him a lot of credit because he's the one who got me into the game and who got me to learn a lot of the insides and outs of it. The other two things, and I'm going to put them in the links, I'm going to link them in the, recite them in the descriptions after I'm finished with everything. There's a couple guides on Steam Community that did really good. One by H.P. Lovecraft and one by Sexy Sexy Lover back in 2018. And they both did really good guides for, the first one was for collectibles, second one was for endings. Yeah, I am aware of that, Beth. That's how you found Darkness, was this game. I think that's where a lot of, I think that's where a lot of you joined onto this, to the channel, some of the older members. Yeah, I never heard of this game either. I will say, I love this game. It's been fantastic. I guess it was traditionally hailed as one of the scariest games of all time, and I would agree with a lot of it. It is definitely a terrifying game in a lot of ways. It's also very anxiety-inducing in some ways. I've been playing this so much, though, that I don't know if it's going to be too bad for me, but I don't know. You might get some panic screams out of me if you're lucky. Or not lucky, depending on how you look at that. This game was originally released in Korea, I do believe. It's a Korean game. And this is a remake of the game and an Americanized version of it. So, I don't know, is Americanized the right term for that? I don't know if that was actually the target audience. Anyways, it's meant for English speakers. So um, there's only one little hiccup in that I've noticed, and I only noticed that because of darkness. So all right, so I do have a guide pulled up. It is yes, westernized. Thank you, Fiber. That is the term I was going for. I don't like using I don't like using the term America, period, because to me it's a very possessive term that belongs to an entire half of the planet when you think about it. And, you know, some people in the United States would seem to claim that, we are America, where we're just kind of a small fraction of it if you think about it. So, there's a few things we're going to be doing as we get into this. The main things that are going to influence the endings in this game are the choices you make in dialogue for the most part. So I have to be really careful about those. In order to get the rest of the endings, I'm going to be making some backup saves, at least one major backup save at one point. And that's because there's two routes through the game that you can take, and which ones you choose really dictate the endings you can get down the road. And I'm going to kind of go for the easiest, shortest path to get there. Um, I'm going to be searching for some stuff that leads to an alternative gameplay mode that we'll do later. And I'm also going to be looking for items specific to collectibles in this. So there's a lot of things I'm going to be looking for during this. And it might take us a little bit more time to get through the first playthrough because we're going to be doing this a few times if I follow through with the 100% completion. So, um, if anybody plays this for the first time, I personally suggest going on hard mode. Don't go on hell mode. That's not even fun. Don't even try it until you're familiar with the game. I personally recommend hard mode because you can't run into a lot of the ghosts in this game if you're in a difficulty lower than that, which to me takes so much of the fun out of the game. Like, those are the best parts of the game. And some of them are actually pretty tricky to get, so the fact that whether you have the ability to see them or not, I don't know, it really changes the game for me. And so personally, I started on hard mode when I first played it, and I didn't regret that at all. It was so much fun. Alright, it's going to take me a bit here to figure out the controls. Um, Maybe it means you can't load autosaves if you die. Yeah, I think that's what it means. I don't remember there being autosaves, but like I said, I started this on hard, so for me that would probably make more sense. Alright, let's see. I don't remember there ever being autosaves, but that's the way I played the game. Yeah. Alright, let me just play with the controls here a bit. Okay. How do I duck? There we go. Okay, good. This thing, too, because this is something that actually comes up on the easier modes, and I don't think you get it in normal or above. Out of service. Service cannot be provided at this time as your location cannot be confirmed. You may experience problems with voice calls and SMS service. Yeah, in other words, that's what the difficulty mode is doing. Thought that was your phone. I think I did that right. Okay, I did. I think I got the controls down. I'm probably going to forget them along the way. Okay, since we are doing this since I am looking for things, I want to get my items list up. Uh, okay, magazine pickup instructions. This is a notice from the student body. If you haven't received the school magazine, please come pick up your copy at Junior Homeroom 6. New and transfer students are especially encouraged to get a copy, as it contains information about the school and a school map. That's where we're heading. I think there's a couple things. So there's a couple things in the foyer. That's how we save. I don't need to save yet. Oh no, the zipper. Not the zipper. Oop, did I see a sparkle? Building maintenance status. As of March 9th, the installation of a light fixture next to the workshop is scheduled to be completed by tomorrow. Please make sure to tidy up all tools and ladders after their use. The wiring of the workshop is currently under repair. The steam valve of the ventilation... Oh, wait, sorry. To workers, please do not close the steam valve of the ventilation window. Gotcha. Let's see. No, we don't need that. So it did say there are some items in the foyer. I don't know if it means in the room. I don't remember there being any items out here. Oh, nope, never mind. There's over here, I bet. Yeah. Our first ghost story already. I haven't even gone through the tutorial yet. Number 7. The Secret of the Pond. A long time ago, there used to be a small pond between the main building and the auditorium. Ooh, creepy music. They say that the pond was created by a bomb during the war, and it had obliterated a refugee tent that had been pitched there. Obviously, every refugee in the tent died. It was said that the bottom of the pond was tainted red with their blood. There's another story about the pond as well. If you write your crush asking them to come to the pond and they show up, you'll live happily ever after with them. A warning though, if your crush doesn't show up, then you will die by the pond's curse. Daesam? I'm gonna butcher names. I'm trying my best. A quiet and shy student had a crush on an older student named Chan-yeol. Her crush deepened, and she couldn't deal with her longing anymore. She finally decided to write a letter to Chan-yeol and wait at the pond. But her letter never made it to him. The letter passed through many hands, but somewhere down the line it got lost. Daesam had no idea that her letter was never delivered, and waited for him all night at the pond's edge. The cold night spent by the pond caused her to come down with a serious fever, and she had to miss school for quite some time. After Daesam nearly recovered, she returned to school and was quieter and more timid than before. Her friends tried as much as they could to console her, but she ended up transferring to a different school. It was only a few days later that her body was found floating in the pond. It is said that on a night with a waning moon, a ghost appears who silently looks in from outside the building. They say that the water-bloated ghost, with eyes gleaming wildly underneath dripping wet hair, searches for the boy who has her letter. Damn, chat's exploding over here. What are you guys talking about? Yeah, you really should download Fast, Beth. It's an amazing game. I can confirm, Firebird does Yelp. I'm not saying that I'm any better, but... Okay, there should be a crane. Oh. I saw that. Where was that? Oh. Dear Lord, that's loud. Wait. Can I actually do something with this? I don't remember being able to do that. I was going for this. Ah! Paper crane. A crane made with black origami paper. Oop. Nope, I'm ducked. I mean, I kind of do the Steven thing where I, very verbally scream out loud when I get startled by things sometimes. So I'm not necessarily that much better. I don't think I've yelped before though. Okay, I just want to make sure I'm not missing items. Oh, I should check the bathrooms. Yeah, let's do the bathrooms. I'm gonna kind of follow the order that the guy's going. Boys' bathroom. Nope, that's girls. I don't have the lighter yet. Okay. Got the pen. Cigarettes. Roseanne. Something that no student should carry. It was probably hidden by some delinquent. I think that's the only thing in here we need. I do believe this might be one of the bathrooms we can find a ghost in. That was not what I was trying to do. I feel like a bathroom ghost is not the first ghost we want to run into. It just seems wrong in so many ways. Okay. I think we're good here. I'm not a fan of the lights being on. Just makes me nervous. Okay, I don't think there's anything of importante in here. But that kind of stuff might be useful. Yeah, if it's not the other bathroom, it's not this bathroom. You have to be in the stall furthest from the door, and that stall door is broken. So let's see. What can I attest to? The language center of my brain glitches when I get scared. So it's all garbled sound. Yeah. You yelp and garble, and I scream. Granted, my audible screams can get pretty loud too, so like I said, I'm not one that should be talking. Okay. Documents. A note from the class president, Beyonce Kim. Because of you, the chemical solvent was taken from me by the teacher. I think he's mad about that time you were fooling around and spilled it all over the garden and killed the trees. What am I supposed to do now? I have chemistry class tomorrow. You have to take care of this. You can either go and beg him, or if you aren't chicken, go get it yourself from the gym storage room safe. Gym storage room safe. Oh, that's a hint. Yeah, the documents in this game, they're not required. There's a few documents you have to pick up because they trigger events, but none of them are required for you to get unless it's story progression. And that's actually a misconception I've heard before, that you need certain documents for certain parts of the game. But they do give you hints and stuff that are really useful. Wait, you're causing your own stuff to buffer, or am I buffering? By the way, the kids say that he's very forgetful, so he hides the medals he's won in the storage room and uses them as the passcode for the safe. So that is a hint if we've ever heard one. Oh, swing up. I don't know why I'm checking these. If you walk in the room with the light on, it actually glimmers if there's something inside. School magazine. This is the school magazine published by Yeondo High School. Since its first issue of the school year, since it's the first issue of the school year, there's a map of the school in the appendix for freshmen. Well, what about transfer students? I'm a transfer student, not a freshman. In fact, I believe I'm an upperclassman, if I'm to believe dialogue. Wait, your Discord name? Did you change your Discord? Oh my God, you did change your Discord name. Wait, what does that mean? I don't know what that means. I don't know what that means. I don't know if I want. I don't know if I want to know what that means. I don't know if I should look that up. That makes me not want to look that up. Ooh. Oh dang! I turned the darkness. I turned the brightness down a bit. I turned the darkness down. I turned the bright. That is a different context. I turned the brightness down. Dang, that is dark in there. Now that's feeling like the old school white day there, actually. It was a typo for buffers. Gotcha. Gotcha. Okay. I'll take a sip here. Say, I'm gonna check my list here. I think we have everything so far. Oh, no. Nope, nope. Yes, I do. I have everything. The last thing I had to pick up was cigarettes. Okay. The sounds in this game are brilliant. That door is locked if you come over here and check it before this.
How do we get in?
Yeah, I wonder how we can do it. Oh my, you totally startled me just then.
Okay, so dialogue starts here as far as what we have to do. Basically, what you want to do is be nice to them. That's the effect you're going for. So be apologetic.
Oh, I've seen him. He's a new transfer student.
Really?
Anyway, I'm leaving. See ya.
I'm Sung-ah Kim, homeroom 8.
So introduce yourself. Don't bring up other girls.
This was out of the blue. But it's nice to meet you. So why did you come to school at this hour?
That's none of your business. No. Yeah. Be nice.
Yeah? I'm glad that you're here. You are going to help me out.
Again, be nice. Just agree. No, why should I help you? Okay, what am I going to help you with?
Just something. Follow me.
Am I seeing Urban Dictionary?
Ji-hyeon and I didn't know what we were going to do. Goodness, a guy like you showed up.
Don't touch the girls, by the way. Not only is it inappropriate, it will impact things in the game. We will talk all about this later.
Welcome. First time in the girls' bathroom?
No, it's not. So, what am I helping you with? So you want me to stand here and wait until you're done in there?
Why? Worried I want something weird? I left my book in the home ec room. I can't get in because it's locked. I happen to know that the keys are in the auto shop classroom, but it's locked as well. But you can crawl through that vent up there and get me the keys.
Agree.
Thank you. I knew that you'd help. We'll need a ladder, and we'll also need some sort of cutting tool. Why don't you look around?
So demanding. Okay, all I see over there is the word penis, and Mike L's name popped up. I really don't want to look up what that means now. 'Cause there's something y'all aren't telling me here. All right, I'm just checking items here. Let's see. How do I do them? Oh, I didn't realize those are inverted. Can I change those? Probably not. I do believe these are locked. Yes, very much lock. Can't get in there. No, we need a key for that one. You can see there's a document in there. Wait, is that open? No. It is not. So wire cutters and something to get up. School coin. An assortment of tools. Oh, the sound in this game, I tell you. Construction area note. Lighting repair work in the first floor of the main building. The workshop's wiring will be a larger job than anticipated. The repair calls for more extensive construction work. Removal of the ventilation connection connecting the workshop, home economics room, and the bathrooms will be necessary. The home... Yes. The home ec room. Hey, do I see Stacy over there? Hey, Stacy. I do see Stacy over there. Alright, I'm gonna trust Sacred and just play my game. Everything's fine. Okay, cutters. And despite being really tired today, it has been a good birthday. I haven't been getting much sleep lately, but it's been a good day. I got to spend a lot of time with some of my favorite people, so... And here I am again with some more of my favorite people. Referring to you guys, not the janitor who's clearly killing the student. When you say everything is fine with a bunch of flames around it, does that inspire confidence? Yeah, so you just met one of our main adversaries. I can never remember their names. I remember like part of their names, then I forget the names. And yes, them. Plural in this case, not singular. Did she say what she wanted in the home ec room? This is a puzzle, but I'm just gonna, instead of explain it, just do it. You're just trying to, well, I'll explain it while I'm doing it, but you're just trying to connect the left bottom to top right. But the alarm is probably really annoying. How's the volume with the music like that on? Metal token. Home economics classroom key. Yeah, never gonna see those again. This is probably that's probably like one of the most enigmatic rooms in this entire game. The home ec room. So, if you first walk into that room, this, I believe, explains how to get past that puzzle if you can't figure it out. Installation engineers note, the pre-existing wiring is twisted and the metal wires are seriously corroded. It will take a few more days to fix this mess. The cause of the corrosion is unknown. If the corrosion leads to an overload, thus triggering the alarm to go off, it can be shut down temporarily by connecting the third and fourth sockets, which was the bottom left to the top right. Now this room has this little device here, which somehow takes keys and combines them. And we're not going to need that for quite some time.
Oh. Huh. Not bad. Thanks a lot.
This school seems dangerous. I think the janitor's crazy too. Next time, do it on your own. Wow, those side comments are so sassy. That's clearly a go with the left option.
You're not trying to scare me, are you? I'm not that gullible.
No, he's really not.
Oh, but did you know? This school used to be a hospital during the Korean War. Rumor has it the whole school is haunted because so many people died here during that time. Maybe the rumor's true. I mean, especially on a night like this. Boo! Did I scare you? I guess you don't like ghost stories, huh?
I love ghost stories.
Oh, the doors are probably all locked by now. They lock all the doors after 10, except for the lecture hall lobby, that is. If we want to leave, we have to go to the lecture hall. You know the new building, lecture hall, and here are all connected, right? Here. This is the key to that hallway there. Could you open it on your way out? Go ahead. I still have something to do.
First thing he does after meeting her is unzip his pants. I mean his backpack. What was I saying? Alright, let's see, where we go from here? I know where to go. This is going to lead to another dialogue option, if I'm not mistaken. I should probably save at this point, because I can die after this. Okay, we'll just go with number 1. I usually don't save enough, and that ends up being my downfall.
Was close. If you sneak in at night, the janitor gets terribly angry. If he catches you, the punishment is harsh.
Okay, so punishment.
What do you mean? Anyway, he's nice in the daytime. You're the transfer student. I'm in your homeroom. Remember?
That comment's actually really important. She said he's nice in the daytime. Yeah, we want to comment that we've seen her before.
You know So-young? Well, I guess everybody knows her, actually.
You don't want to
I'm
make her...
Ji-hyeon Sol. You're Human Lee, right?
Yeah.
Anyway, what are you doing here at this hour?
You basically don't want to... You want to be friendly with her. That's about it. There's some points where you do have to make some comments to her to kind of fluster her to get the reality out of her. So don't mention So Young. Just say errands.
I think you're incredibly brave. All alone this late. Tell me something. I always see you alone. Don't you have friends?
So if you comment about So Young, she kind of gets a bit disappointed sound in her voice, and I believe that's what influences the relationship with her. I've got you.
Huh? Oh. Yeah, that's right. But you'll make more soon. Okay, I'm going to go now. Be careful.
Okay. Do I want to go for this right away? Okay. Let me do this really fast. Yeah, there he is. Oh. So he is just walking around the school. And he does hear doors from like a mile away. Okay. He should be safe in here. He shouldn't just walk in the rooms. If I hit that door right now, though, he would definitely hear that and come running in. But it's real easy to burn yourself in this mode. It's not hell mode though, so hell mode, it makes this far more complicated. Okay, how do I do the lighter? There we go. Okay, I think we have some things we can get in here. Let me mark off the dialogue we just did. So we should have a document and a weight in the room next door and a small key in here. I believe the small key is in the lock area. Up, there we go. Yes, we need the lock code for this. Facility maintenance request. Slip. Submitted by faculty office head teacher. Requested to facility maintenance department. Request. There's a creaking noise coming from the third floor hallway in front of the music room in the main building too. We suspect the wooden boards are worn out. And this is another hint. There's a risk of it coming completely loose, endangering the students. It is urgent that the board is repaired as quickly as possible. So these documents are leaving little breadcrumbs. The previous one was about a code to basically a code to a certain door. Or not a door, a safe. And an item that you need from it. And then this one is telling you that basically if you step on the floorboard enough, it'll break, the one they're referring to. Alright, second ghost story. Number 5, Ghost Tree. This is actually essential to the main storyline. At least the ghost is. Some ghosts are, what's the term for it? You can't avoid them, they're part of the main story. And then some are, you have to trigger them. Mi-hyung quickened her steps towards the classroom. Whatever sunlight there was had now completely disappeared, and the school was covered in darkness. Mi-hyung was annoyed with her friends. They had stopped on her way home to chat with her, even though she was still busy cleaning. They didn't even offer to help, and just left her on her own when they ran out of things to talk about. This made Mi-hyung uneasy, as Y High School was full of scary rumors. To make matters worse, she saw no students around today. She found the echoing of her own footsteps quite nerve-wracking. Her anxiety grew even more when she saw the potted tree in the corner of the hallway. This plant used to belong to her homeroom teacher last year. It reminded her of him and what happened last year. Her homeroom teacher, Mr. B, taught Chinese. He was quiet and had a thin build. He gave off a sad vibe. He wasn't friendly at all, not even trying to connect with his students or fellow teachers. He did, however, seem interested in maintaining his plants. He took extra care in the plant of his homeroom, junior homeroom 2. He cared for his plant so much that he checked on it during every class break. Then one day, a student accidentally dumped chemical solvent on Mr. B's favorite tree. That's another hint. The tree turned black and shriveled up completely. Afraid of the repercussions, the students replaced the tree and decided to burn the old one. Even his friends were in on his plan. Together, they moved the dead plant to the incinerator and lit it on fire. The dead tree easily caught fire and was soon burning with billowing black smoke. When the flames grew more intense, a scream was heard. It was like the burning tree was screaming out in pain. That's when Mr. B came running. Watching his favorite tree burning made him go crazy. Before anyone could reason with him, he dashed into the open flames to be with his favorite tree in the fire. Both Mr. B and the tree were engulfed in flames. In a matter of seconds... in a matter of seconds. Wow, that was bad. No one spoke. Everyone was in shock from what they had just observed. Judging from the matching statements from the students involved, the police decided that it was a case of suicide by delusion. Mi-hyung was there that day at the incinerator. That's why every time she saw a plant Mr. B used to care for, it made her shiver. She normally made an effort not to pass through where the plants were. She would have walked around it today, too, if she wasn't in such a hurry. Mi-hyung tried hard to calm herself down when she saw a light on in the nearby homeroom. She heard someone moving there, too. Scared of being left alone in the dark building, she was happy to see there was someone else in the school. She quickly opened the classroom's door, but what she saw was the back of a man in front of a plant. Mi-hyung froze in terror when she realized what she was seeing. This was her homeroom from last year, junior homeroom 2. The man slowly turned around and faced Mi-hyung. He was holding a dog's corpse with its belly ripped open, and his other hand was covered in blood. Behind him, Mi-hyung could see that the blood and organs were covering the leaves and stems. He slowly approached Mi-hyung and said, "Oh good, I was running out of food for my tree." Lovely. Just lovely. Okay. I don't think there's anything in any of these. Yet I check anyway. There we go. Notice from maintenance. New installation notice. To avoid constant replacement of locks and keys used in the school, we have purchased a machine that can combine and disassemble keys and have placed it in the workshop. We ask the facility management to train all involved parties on the usage and maintenance of the machine. Number 1, combining instructions. Put 2 small keys in the tray. Pull the lever to combine the keys. You cannot combine a key that has already been combined. Disassembly instructions. Put a combined key on the tray. Pull the lever to disassemble the key. The current keys to the mailboxes throughout the school will be replaced with combined keys. Thank you for the attention on this matter. So if you see the boxes kind of hanging outside of the classrooms, that's what this is referring, or not the classrooms, the kind of more shop-like rooms. But the classrooms might actually have them too. But basically, the boxes that you kind of see around, they have. That's how you get access to them. Okay, let's see. So there is something else I need in here. There's an item, one of the weights. You know, the fact that I've been kind of sitting in here for how long, means I already don't know where the janitor is. There you are. Oh. That's not good. Alright, let's see. So that's 2 things off the list. Okay, so where do we go from here? We got the main office. I know how to access the box. I think I have to go down here. But I don't know if I can just outrightly do that, though. I might need to head down here to do that. I think I have to go upstairs first. The way the janitor went. Oh, this is lovely. Let's hope he's not straight ahead of us. Do you hear that? I hear that. Not the whispering. Huh. Maybe it is part of the whispering. I'm just being cautious right now. Okay. I'm trying to check for... I think I've kind of skipped over the drawings for now. I think I might wait on those because I need to remember which order to get them in. I have them listed so I don't forget to get all 10. Okay, so there should be an item in here. I think it's upstairs. The love letter. A love confession letter written by a female student. I don't know if I can flip that. I think he's ahead of me. I think he's way ahead of me. Okay, which room is this? We're in the broadcasting room. Oh, that's a ghost story. I hope you can't. I hope you can't see me in real time here. Number 4, a woman locked in the closet. Tae-hoon was serving detention again. He was made to write an essay to apologize for beating someone up that afternoon. The real problem Tae-hoon had was that he was the only one being punished. He suspected that the boy he fought was from a wealthy family. Tae-hoon knew the faculty coordinator was corrupt enough to take bribes. Unlucky day, he thought. His arm felt like it was going to fall from all the writing he did. To top it off, he was also hurting from the fight. The other students couldn't beat him fair and square, so he had grabbed a broom and swung it at Tae-hoon. It was at the moment that Tae-hoon had just taken away the broom that the faculty coordinator showed up. Because of that, Tae-hoon ended up getting beaten even more. Thinking about everything that happened made him angry again. He tried to calm himself down and was determined to beat up the boy as soon as he came to school tomorrow. Suddenly, he heard a clattering sound in the closet behind him. It sounded like a mouse was trapped inside. Since the building was very old, it wasn't rare to find a mouse in school. He tried to ignore it and concentrate on writing his essay, but the clattering sound continued. Already agitated, Tae-hoon violently threw open the closet doors. What he found was not a mouse. There were rumors that a ghost's head had been seen flying out of the closet. There were also rumors that male students had been found inside the closet, with their bodies crushed and mangled. The teachers tried to contain it, but the story spread like wildfire. According to the rumors, this school was used as a concentration camp for political prisoners during the occupation. Many people died here after being tortured, with the dishonor of being labeled traitors. One of these tortured souls included a woman who was arrested on behalf of her husband who dodged conscription during the war. She was tortured viciously to reveal the whereabouts of her husband, but kept her silence. In the end, they locked her up in a specially designed closet where she could neither lie nor sit. And these are real things, by the way, and I've been told not to look them up, and I have not myself, and I don't dare. She died slowly in agony without being able to move. It was after the war ended that her corpse was recovered. It is said that they had difficulty putting her body in a coffin because her neck and knees were bent stiffly at odd angles. Students believe that her ghost still wanders around in the walls of the school. It's said that if you open a closet at night, she will stick out her twisted neck to claim her next victim. The rain's going to cover the sound. I need to come back in here later, so I don't know why I'm kind of going about it this way, but I'm just kind of picking things up as I go. Bloody Workbook, a math workbook with bloody marks. And bloody handprints. Okay. The janitor could be close to me again at this point. I've been taking my sweet time walking around here. So I gotta kind of expect the worst. Oop, temporary reprieve.
Oh, gosh. Whoa. What was that all of a sudden? You scared the heck out of me. How come you're still standing there?
Okay. So I think this does play into endings with her, but her endings, she's a character you can play as. Um, you have to play the game once first before you can kind of trigger all this. But I think some of this does play into her ending. So if we wanted to do both endings, it's honestly really just a dialogue switch with her. And I don't really think the endings are to me, they don't make much sense, and the gameplay's not that different. So whether we want to see both of hers, we'll kind of determine later. But yeah, just go with the straight left side comments on this one.
What is it? What do you need? Don't just stand there. Why don't you answer me?
That made me think of when we made Steven do the swimsuit costume, and she was just bending over right there when he walks in the room. I left something in the classroom.
Wait, you're telling me that I'm in your way? Wait, I don't think I've ever seen you before.
I just transferred.
No! Same class as So Young? One after another, they just keep coming. I gotta beat them off with a stick.
I don't think we're meant to overlook that comment, because the dialogue with her is just bizarre. What do you think that's implying? Do you like doodling?
What note? No, I don't know. Anyway, we should turn around and go back since it's locked here.
That's the doodle on the wall. So, in order to play as her later, there's certain events you have to trigger. We're going to do them, but we're not going to trigger them all the way because we want to finish the main game. It's really worth seeing her storyline, though, because she's in a completely new addition to this game. And we just bought a little reprieve from the janitor because she's here. So these are the doodles. There's 10 of them in this first building, and you have to find them all, I think, either before you confront the tree, because that's one of the ghosts, or before you finish up after the tree. That one's always been a little unclear to me, because I've seen people pull it off before, after the tree part somehow. I don't know what that means, Beth, and I'm not going to say that out loud. Y'all are trying to trick me into saying things I shouldn't be talking about. So out of all the characters in this game, so there's 3 girls that you can run into and talk to in this game, and one of them is kind of a side story that's supposed to kind of take your attention off of another one, I do believe. It's kind of another way to kind of spin the story. This one, though, is new, and you can actually play as her. And I really like her side of the story. It's really interesting. It's not the main story, and it kind of does change things a bit, but it is really cool. Okay, let's see. I think I may have missed one of the items, but I'll look for it later. I have it marked, so. All right, so there's a lot of items in the classroom. But we can't get into the classrooms. They're all locked, so we're not going to do those. We're going to skip over those. We'll do them after we'll do them later. Wow, this is really dark. I do kind of like this. So one thing I really liked about the original White Day, because I actually think the story in this to me makes a lot more sense than the original. One thing I really like about the original story, or not the story, but the game, is that everything is so dark. And wow, when I turn down the brightness, that sure makes this a lot darker. I realize the brightness is a notch up of where it was supposed to be. I think these are all locked. The doors are on the lock's on the right side, right? Yes. I could have swore I just heard keys. Oh no. This is what I needed. Alright, note in the janitor's mailbox. Look, Mr. Stone, I've temporarily locked the second floor lobby's door because some of the kids are sneaking into the auditorium passageway that's been shut down. If you need the key, you can find it in the key box at the main office, which I was just in. I said I had to come up here first before I did this because I know where the key is. I know where the passcode is. I left the password inside the toolbox that we always use. Okay. Oh, okay, I got you, Beth. She's a Japanese trope. Gotcha. Yeah, apparently that's a Korean thing too, I guess. Um, let's see, area, okay, make sure I'm not missing anything here. We have to basically backtrack to where the start of the game is from here. And then I'm going to start looking for those drawings because I don't want to forget those. We haven't run across any ghosts yet. I don't know where the janitor is, which can be problematic. Oop. He can see through windows. So just be careful if you play yourself. My ears are just like, listen to everything. If he comes at me, it's going to be from this direction. I don't know why I'm waiting to hear him. I don't have a lot of options to get away right now. What did I say? Wow, my heart rate just shot up right there. I heard the jingle and I was just like, no, 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 no. Back away. Oh man, that was close. No, 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 no. Go the other way. Oh my god, are you serious? He's gonna hear the door like on the next floor. I guarantee it. Oh, I hate him. I already hate him. This means I'm stuck in here. I am stuck, 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 stuck. Where are you? Oh, I hate this. Okay, while I'm here, I do believe the second drawing is in here. I think it's the second. Let me look on the list. I had them marked down in an order. Oh, no, this is marked down number 4 or 5, actually. So I must have walked by that many downstairs. Well, let's get it. The butterfly has wings in the shape of human faces. Cool. I actually never noticed that before. And I played this how many times? I heard keys, I swear. So the doors are pretty loud, but it's the stairwell doors that really make a lot of noise. hoping he went down. Might be clear. I do believe I missed an item at the bottom of the stairs. He's right next to me. That music means he's like almost on top of you and he's checking out the door that I just left open the second time. God, please go down the hallway. Please. I need to do stuff over here. Stop it. Stop it. I think there should be an item in the stairway, I think. Oh, actually, crap, he's coming back, isn't he? Would you stop it? Freaking ghost. Oh, I might be thinking of the wrong stairway here. Crap, I forget. He randomly backtracks on this too when you're playing on hard. I gotta wait for him to basically walk out of here. Oh, I was hoping he left the door open. I was really hoping he was gonna leave the door open. Another reason I recommend playing this game on hard is getting all the endings on hell mode is literal hell. Hard mode's not as bad, but as you start working your way down, you just kind of get into a groove with it, and you just get way less stressed out by it when you start doing that completion list. How close to me are you? I really don't want to attempt this. He might walk over here. I've never tried this. I think he would have reacted by now. Of course, the problem is he just went where I needed to go. Down that hallway. But I do have an upside here. I think I do have a few save items. Oh, I got one. Well, that's better than nothing, right? Uh-oh. Oh no, I forgot about that. Oh, he's coming back. You know, I could just run him down. Oh, here she comes. Where are you? Oh, there she is. I'm gonna get out of the way. That's the bell. Right there. First ghost encounter. And now I can't run down the hallway. 'Cause now he'll catch. Now that'll actually, he'll actually catch me. The bell is the strike of midnight, and whenever you hear it, she shows up. Now, originally, when this game was first released, and I only know this because of watching people play it, Darkness particularly, she actually hurts you if you play the original version of this. Oh, I can mark that off too. Which one's that called? I think that's the face filled with hatred. She's not a required encounter, but she's like you're going to encounter her no matter what kind of thing. Or not face filled with hatred. It's headless. The headless ghost. She's the one that loses her head at the construction site, I think. What's the face filled with hatred then? So that's supposed to be in here too. Oh, you know what? I bet the face filled with hatred is the bathroom one. Alright, let's, okay. I'm kind of tempted to just run him out. I should be good. I don't have any drinks, though. I don't think I need them, but... Why does he have to go the exact way I want to go? Why? Why would you do this to me? This game's just being cruel to me at this point. So I found the butterfly upstairs. I might as well look for the drawings if I'm going to be stuck here. I think the rest of them are all down the hall, though. Well, some of these might be upstairs. Okay, well, I need to go down there anyway. Here's what we'll do. I'll use my one save. I might get lucky. Seriously? What are you laughing at, Beth? Are you laughing at me? Oh. Oops, here it comes. He's literally just hovering here. Dude, make up your mind. Is he going back down the hall? Oh no, he's going up the stairs. Okay, I was gonna say, dude, you gotta be kidding me. That's right, you go upstairs. Alright, so what we're gonna do here. If he comes back down, I'm just running him out. I don't care. I'm not sitting here waiting for him. Yeah, she is kind of tactically placed for that, where if you run into her, and him at the same time, it really screws you over. Alright, let's make a break for it. He might hear this door too. That's the walking stick. He's coming. Might as well get a ghost encounter out of this. He heard that door, that's what he heard. Second ghost encounter. If you stay in there, she'll keep doing that too. Problem is, I don't know where. Yeah, he can see through windows. I'm going to open one for me. Huh. He must not have been very close. Oh, he could have gone upstairs. Oh, crap. Doors are a bit buggy in the main building, 1 and 2. Okay, I think we're up. See you like I'm trucks. I love this game. Just being least suspected, you just hear the keys jingling. Just go away. I just want to go down the hall, man, alright? Wrong bathroom. Sung-ah left that door open, not me. Yes, that one is on me. I did leave that one open. Lisa. Now I'm completely lost on my order of drawings. Is he going upstairs? I think he's going upstairs. That would work in my favor. Possibly. Look, I just want to get the dang red key and the other key to go upstairs. That's all, man. That's all I want. I could literally run him out, too. Problem is, you can get winded in this a lot easier and harder than you can in the other modes. You know what? Screw it. Oh. The bird. Ji-hyeon. Alright. 4125. Can somebody put that in chat for me? 4125. Okay, maybe those aren't. It's a weird order I have on these. Thank you, Firefighter. There should be another one around here, I think. Yeah, right there. The cat. Are you serious? No. He's like right there, probably. Look, if you're gonna do this, get it out of the way. Come on. Is she behind me? No. Straight ahead. There she is. Yeah, I do not want to be chased by him right now. Okay. Now we gotta get back to the office. The Ji-hyeon fly. Oh, perfection. I think we're okay over here. I'm all out of like saves right now, I believe, so I gotta be careful with those. Speaking of, that just made me think about that. I need to check the rooms more thoroughly because I'm kind of skimping on that. Alright, so this is from the screwdrivers. 4, 1, 2, 5. Alright, so we have the auditorium passageway key, so we gotta go all the way back upstairs to where we found the note about the key being in here. And that's a small red key, that's our combinable key. Okay, so I think I have all of the drawings on this level. I think. Let me mark off the red key. Let's see, I can't get that till later. There's a lot of stuff here I just can't get right now. The auditorium one I do want, though. You kidding me? Ugh. Ugh. He went all the way around. Right back to where I am. Right back to where he was, like, just hovering over me. Ugh. Just by juke and run up the stairs. I do believe I can get rid of him up there, but I need to be able to unlock a door quickly enough to do it. Keep on going. Keep on moving. Keep on moving. Oh, baby. Alright. You might hear this, but let's test it. Let's try the... Maybe I should just go for this one. I'll set up here for now. I'm not sure if you would have heard that or not. Want to guess now? I got the one in here, actually. I think. Yeah. Don't second guess. Just open up everything. Okay. The cat fly. The lollipops. Ah, there it is. SYJM. There's your second hint. That's something I've always suspected. There's a chrysanthemum here left for someone. Think about the ending name. Right, before leaving. This should be the 9th of the 10. So I think I grabbed the birdcage there, yeah. And that was the one they were talking about that shows up outside the building. The girl outside the window, that's what she's called. Okay. I believe these are closed. And to the point you can't get in them. All right. How many saves do I have? Got one. I think I should be okay to use this. Let's do this.
Oh. I've seen you. What are you doing here at this hour?
Ooh, let's see. Why don't you return your diary? You do not want to give her candy. This is not the time.
So you had it then? You came here just to do that?
Yeah, I saw Ji-hyeon too.
Ji-hyeon is here too?
Okay. Timed event. We gotta do this fast. So we got, this is where you need to get into the gym teacher's locker. And the janitor is not an issue right now. So we will turn the lights on while we're at it. And hope I don't screw this up. Don't think we need anything in here. Okay, I gotta get the order. I do need a gym teacher's cap, a red cap that resembles a drill instructor's. It's probably the gym teacher's. So it's the order on the medals. I can't remember if they go in order of the dates or not, though. So we have 9524 if you go in order. 9524. I don't remember the exact order for these. I think the directions are in here. Scribbled notes. Remember, left then right, right then left. Okay. So I said 9524. 4259? Is that how that goes? 425? Let me look at that again. Nine. Am I saying that right? So 4295, I think that's it. 4295. Four. Nope. Alright, I must have done that out of order. This is why I saved, by the way. Okay, let me see. We got a... check that document. So, let's see, it's 97. Don't wear a hat when seeing the school. Nurse. Or is it 9542? Is that the order? 9542? I can't remember now. No? I don't remember this one being that hard, and I remember when I figured it out, I realized I was making a really stupid mistake. And I think it has something to do with following the lettering. Did I make... I was? I wonder why it didn't go through. What did I say the first time then? Did I say 9542 the first time? I'm trying to remember now. No, the direction doesn't matter on the thing. If the numbers get input, it counts. Because I've done that in... I've done the direction differently before, and it doesn't change anything. Okay, let me... I used to have this down packed. I can't remember how I did it. Just give me a sec here to write these, or type these. I got those. That's what I'm looking at. Because I remember I tried following the first part of this before and it kind of screwed me up. Let's see. Writing that down for myself. Because if I recall, the directionality on this part never mattered. 9 is the last number. So if I follow that through, 4259. 4259 is how I... No! Or... Got it, okay. Chemical solvent. So we need the chemical solvent and the spray. Okay. Let me check here. I think we're good here. Alright, so we have, these are what we need to look for. If you can't guess what this is, these are plants of a sort, and we're dumping chemical solvent on them. Number 3. That's what we're looking for. After we take care of the plant pots. I think it's down here somewhere. I could be wrong, but there you are. And that's the tree. Yeah, throw it inside of it. Biology class notes. Spider. Arthropods that are arachnids. What? They weren't bugs? 8-legged. Legged. Ew. 6 to 8 eyes. Body parts are head, chest, and stomach. What's the difference? There's a wandering kind and a settling kind. They can't chew. They dissolve their prey with their stomach fluid. Gross. Its thin bones and squishy body makes it hard to make a preserved specimen. Then how'd they make the one in the biology lab? Next week's assignment is measuring a spider's weight using the specimen. The teacher promised to tell a scary story if the class ends early next week. I'm excited. That's a weird thing to read after what we just encountered. So, if I remember the way I originally solved that puzzle, I want to check make sure there's no glowies here. I was thinking that the left, right, right, left was the dial turn, and it's the order of the metals, if I'm not mistaken. so you know which order to put the numbers in. I could have never... I had it down packed as to how I figured that out before, but... So, let's see. So-young would have been upstairs. So that was the tree ghost. Mr. B and the man-eating tree. As I have once heard it called. I think that's what Steven called it. I don't think that's part of the game. So, that's a darkness name for Mr. B's tree. This one? Or this? Nothing's here. I don't see So-young either. Alright, so if we pick that up, that brings us to the next, a major encounter. And so what we want to do... What do we want to do? I'm kind of testing something out here. So bear with me. We might need to back up and redo this. That's what 100% is about, isn't it? I think I can still collect this. That is the last of the doodles. I think you have to have them collected before we pick up the medallion. Also, the janitor's not around right now. And we have a master key. A master key to get into all the rooms. We're in the south stairs, so there should be a typewriter. Gotcha. An N. Alright. So I got the crying angel. That's the last of our doodles. So again, the doodles are for the playing through as the other character is. What the heck's her name? Ji-min. Okay, south stairs typewriter. We got that. I think we have everything on the first floor, but that doesn't mean we can't find stuff. Like useful items. So let's do that really quick while we're down here. Oh, no, that's completely wrong. That's the first thing I see. So how the heck? Oh, no, I'm looking at the wrong area. So we're in class 2-1. 2... Looks like a 2-1. No, it's 2-5. 2-5? Okay, let me mark that down. Okay, so we have the class schedule. There should be a report card. I want to say it's on the other end. I want to check these two. Gotcha. A report card. Second in class. A report card of a good student. It looks like he or she ranked in second place for getting a few questions wrong. That's related to it. So we haven't really done this yet, but there's items in this that are related to the ghost encounters, to some of them. So like the tree is one you have to encounter. It's just what the guide referred to as compulsory. Which is a good description. So you have to deal with the tree, no matter what. The rest are either random or optional completely. Okay, and this is, let's check the room. This should be 2-4. Yep. Oh, see the cabinets glisten? Right there. The weight. What did that note we just read say? They were going to weigh a spider in the science lab, I think they said. That at the biology lab. So every little document you come across in this has like some weird connection to the ghost items and whatnot. Okay, got one lunchbox. Instant lunchbox. A simple lunchbox being full gives you energy and puts you in a good mood. Don't know if there's anything in this room. Except for... No, nothing in this room. I don't see anything. Okay. We still need some other... We'll go to that last room in a bit. I want to check some of these other ones. Wait, maybe that's the one I want. Oh, yep, that's the one I want. 2-1. There it is. Oh. You hear that? Right here. Maybe. Okay, mathematics schedule. This is one room. I think there's a ghost encounter in this room. So I'm going to turn the light off. Ghost encounters don't trigger with the lights on in many cases, so... Or, I should say, yeah, I'd say in most cases. Let's look. Oh, maybe I'm wrong. Let's go upstairs. I don't remember if I checked this room at all. By the time I got up here, the janitor was already looking for me. Alright. If you ever hear those little hauntings, a lot of times walking up to them make them go away. Like, I think they're kind of meant to put you off. I heard the toilet flush. Look for items. Oh wait, no, this is the area... Actually, yeah, this is the area I probably cleared the best. No, it's not. Oh wait, let's don't forget this one. Okay. Hey, Cal. Say 212 is the... Okay. So it's the mathematics schedule we want here. Check for items. Not seeing anything here. think I already, yeah, should be good on those. And Kale, I was just thinking about you. We've not heard from you in a while. How are you doing? Yeah, I don't see anything. I'll just leave everything open. It's going to distract the janitor that way. So looking at 11 to 11. We should have this one. I can't see anything. It's too dark. Ready for this? Well, now. She just obliterated all my health. Oh, I'm still hurt after that. Wow. Yeah, some ghosts hurt. Don't worry, we'll look at the locker. Stop. Okay, so that was the attendance ghost. And to trigger that ghost interaction, you have to have the gym teacher's hat that we just grabbed. So if you don't do that, and if the lights are on, she won't appear. So both lights off, and hat in possession. I don't think I saw anything. Would you? Do you mind? I didn't see any glowies. Besides the letter. We should be in what? Wait, which one is this? Oh, Truth Finder. Okay, so that's probably like hints and tips. Yondo newspaper, summer issue. The secret of the storage room. Our school is pretty good about managing lost belongings. The school rule is that unless an owner is found, lost items will be kept indefinitely. They are sorted by the dates they were found and grouped in boxes accordingly. The items that have been unclaimed for long periods of time and are stored separately. Oddly enough, there are some expensive and rare things that can be found here. The items in the storage room can be used by anyone. Now, let's talk about the secret of this storage room. The room gives off a cold and creepy feeling, like in a haunted house. Some say it's because it's where all the unwanted items are stored, but others speculate it's because the items left by people who've killed themselves. Because of the items, sorry. Let's take a look at the following story. C found a cushion that she really liked. She was worried that the cushion would be claimed before it was thrown into the forever lost box. In the end, the cushion made its way to her, but she lost it shortly after, and the cushion was returned in the storage room by someone else. C went to the lost and found and took the cushion back, but somehow the cushion found its way back to the storage room. This went on for a while before she finally gave up. A former graduate recalls a time when he was shocked when entering the storage room. A music box he had seen in the storage room while he was attending the school 10 years ago was still there, in the exact same condition as it was back then. Perhaps there really are items possessed by ghosts in that room. Another mystery is the fact that the quantity of lost items seems to be maintained at a certain level at all times. Interesting. So nothing of significance. Alright, so 2-8 we need to do. Have we hit 2-8 yet? Got 2-9. Oh, there you are. Alright. Documente. Class materials. Oriental studies. Interesting theory of the 5 elements. Teacher, Vice Principal, Sang-moon Lee. Oh yeah, okay, this is actually really important. Let's learn about the 5 elements, the foundation of Oriental studies. The 5 elements are often only thought of as part of Eastern philosophy. This is why the importance of the 5 elements has been lost in the modern world today. The 5 elements represent the changes in the properties of everything in this universe. They are expressed in these 5 symbols: wood, fire, earth, metal, water. Chinese characters, I don't know how to read those. The 5 elements describe the changes and the nature of the universe, and it can be expressed as birth, growth, collection, union, and change. Interesting. So birth, I imagine, because wood is coming from something alive. Fire as in growth, because fires spread and consume. Collection, I guess earth collects everything that gets decomposed. Union, yeah, so when particles become solid metal ore and refined. And change, because of course water is constantly in a shift. I don't think having the Japanese readings is going to help me much, to be honest. The first element, oh yeah, okay. what if I just, continued reading on instead of coming up with my own thoughts on these? The first element, wood, represents birth. Fire represents a stage of growth, yes, like I said. Metal represents a stage of collection. Water represents a state water is the union? Wait, why is water union? Finally, earth represents the soil upon which previous 4 elements progress, symbolizing a state of change. Interesting. Hey, Corey. Thank you, Corey, by the way. All right. Well, see, those are actually what they're dropping there are actually main story related bits of information. So some of those documents, like, they're not necessary to pick up, but they're dropping more than just information. That's not all it is. So we have 2 rooms we have not checked here besides the stuff in the gym storage room that I didn't pick up, and like areas around there. There's some locked doors there we have to go back to. Let's see. I think those are supposed to represent like the old world 5 elements. The chalk. Okay, wait, the chalk. There you are. Ghost story. Alright, this is actually central to the main stories. This is probably one of the most important ghost stories in the game. I did test this, I believe. You do not need to pick this up, because it's one of the stories where you'd probably think you have to pick this up because of how close it is to the central story. So, 17. It's our 4th ghost story. Voice that beckons me. This is actually a really interesting one, I think, too. A and B were very close classmates. A always took care of B, who was very fragile. Fragile. B was always thankful to A for that. Without A, B knew it would be impossible to have a normal school life. To B, A was the most important person in the world. Then one day, there was an accident at the school. There was a fire in the old school building, and unfortunately, B was inside. B could not escape and died in the fire. A was deeply saddened by B's death. She could almost hear B screaming out A's name, begging to be saved. In the imagination of A, the desperate voice calling for help from B slowly filled with resentment. A felt very sad and thought that B's death was her fault. After that, A did not step outside her room. A's mind was full of thoughts about B, even while asleep. B would appear in the dream of A, resenting A for not being there to save B. The combination of letters here, I tell you. Being awake was no different. The voice of B always followed A. A knew it must be an auditory hallucination created by her sadness and guilt, but A was in agony nonetheless. A began to lose weight day by day, suffering from the pain and guilt. Then one night, A quietly snuck out of her home to visit the school. A passed the bench in the school field where they always sat and chatted with each other and arrived at the spot where B died. A heard the resentful voice of B even there. A thought it was time to end her agony, to escape the sadness and guilt of losing a friend she loved. A chose suicide. A thought that going to where B was now would be the only way to escape from the haunting voice of B. A chose to hang herself. The pain was so great that A couldn't breathe until her sight slowly faded away. As if coming to greet A, the face of B appeared faintly in front of her. The face of B, glowing with a hazy blue light, was smiling brightly. B's face came closer and whispered, "Thanks. I need you to die so that I can live again." A struggled to breathe, to save herself from her fate. The voice that just whispered was the voice of B, the same voice that had been following A ever since B died. A wasn't hearing things. The voice was real. That story is really important. Okay, so that's the voice that beckons me. We got the chalk. We only have one more thing to do on this floor, or in the classrooms on this floor. Can you hear it? Oh, this is terrifying. This is why hard mode is so much better. She keeps talking. My skin is crawling. She stopped. Her head's tilted this way. Oh, that's terrifying. I don't like that. Yeah, I always found her to be quite creepy. Okay, another ghost encounter. This is actually another puzzle room. It relates to her. So those math pieces we've been picking up go there. All right, so I think we are done here. We gotta go scope out some other rooms, and then we're finished with this part of the building, or for now at least. Okay, so that's called the child who is solving a problem. Okay, let me check my list, make sure we're not missing anything. Things and stuff and things. Okay, back to the gym storage room is where we need to go. I know I said that I might have to redo this if my plan doesn't work, so I apologize if anybody's like sits through this twice with me. There we go. I did not clear these rooms on purpose, so I figured I would just get them later once we finish with the ghosts, or the tree ghost. Purchase request slip. Request to main office. Submitted by Hiking Club. Request insect repellent spray. Reason to prevent damage caused by insects while participating in outdoor activities. Warning, keep away from heat and open flame as the content is extremely flammable. So, that is the hint to use the flammable contents on the tree. It's not a very strong hint because you're probably panicking at this point because there's a timer on the screen. But I already knew what to do. So the things you have to do in order to handle the tree is you need the spray to burn it, because otherwise the tree will kill you. You don't have any option there. And you need to take out all of the sprouts around the building. Got some med kits. You know one thing I've never done? There are coffee drinks in this game. And apparently if you drink too many of them, you get the jitters. I don't know what that means exactly. I'm assuming it means you get winded, actually, but I've never actually tried it. Yeah, those little lock doors on the desks, you can't eventually open all of those. I don't think there's really anything in them except for like a certain one, but... Truth Finder. So we found number 3 before, and this is number 4. Yondo newspaper, fall issue. Is fall the season for suicide? According to statistics, people with specialized jobs commit more suicides than average people. Wait, isn't my job specialized? What are you trying to tell me, game? Gender-wise, more women tend to commit suicide than men, and more adolescents. Those in their 20s and 30s. Hey, I just turned 35 today. And the elderly are subject to suicide. Statistics also show that suicide rates peak during spring and fall. Just with these facts, it can be argued that rather than being rational, the motives of suicide are often emotional ones. Not in the game. I've never gotten jittery. I never drank the coffee in the game. I knew if you drank too much, it did something. In most cultures, suicide is treated as a crime or escaping from reality. In a religious standpoint, it is considered a sin. Suicide is one of the choices that God has granted humans, but it also has the greatest punishment. Researchers today say that the broken identity, anxiety, and stages of hopelessness lead to suicide. Especially for teenagers, it's almost commonly caused by mental stressors. Mental stress causes serious damage to people who do not possess a fully developed sense of self. In such cases, it's crucial for people around the at-risk to show continuing support and interest. A person ready to commit suicide feels that they are at a crossroads. They choose death when they decide that life is meaningless. Let us not forget that we do not need some grand reason to continue on with our lives. Life is meaningful enough as being an opportunity to grow and better yourself. The support from loved ones can greatly reduce the chance of suicide. Life can be meaningful, even in a simple breath. If the heart rate increases, though, that means that you're winded, basically. You can't run. So I'm assuming I was kind of wondering if that's what it does. They actually did throw some good truth there in this last page here. Because a lot of times, if you've ever had like QPR training, which is basically kind of watching and trying to help people with who are having suicidal thoughts or thoughts of self-harm, the idea is to, if somebody's kind of come to this point, and I don't want to comment on this too much because I wouldn't really consider myself to be an expert. It's like I am trained to some regard in it, but I kind of gave up my psychology background many years ago. But a lot of times what they'll do is they'll find really subtle ways to reach out without directly asking for help. And a lot of times if you reach out to them, you can stop things long before anything happens. Just by asking them, how they're doing or what they mean by something that feels off or when they say something that's off. Not saying that it always works, but I'd say more often than not, that's how those situations tend to play out. And they have been stopped in many cases by random people, not random people, but people who commonly see you just saying, hey, you seem out of sorts, are you okay? Can go a long way towards saving a person. It's really weird being being somebody, I'm not an education person. That's not my field of study, but I'm an educator. There's our other key in terms of what I do. And it's like some of the weird things you really have to specialize yourself in to do your job sometimes. It's just really bizarre. Especially in my field, because we tend to do a lot of stuff that is, like for instance, if you advise for like a specific field of study, a lot of fields of study tend to be very straight track. There's exactly just this one thing to do and you're done. Like if you go into, I'm trying to think of what kind of, most fields I think tend to fall in this. Like if you go into like a business field, for instance, you go into accounting or something, there's a pretty straight track to where you go from start to finish. Oh, here she comes. She's trying to tell me to shut up, right? That's what this is about. Oh, over here. Over here. You're coming straight at me, right? Oh, there she is. Okay. So there's usually a pretty straight track when a person goes into most fields of study. And one thing that's really weird about my field that kind of sets itself apart is because my background comes in like the biology field, not just biology, but just science in general, is the fact that like I don't advise, like we advise for our degrees. And so like I have advised for a biology degree, I've advised for a chemistry degree, I have advised for sub-degrees within those areas. I've even advised in just some really bizarre areas I've advised. And like that's not the only advising we do though in our field. We do because like I'm technically a part of a biology program, but I always advise for the chemistry program. Plus, I also advise for like several different types of health professions. That's really, really bizarre because it's like then I have to have an understanding of how those professions work. And so it's just one of those weird things about being, like I said, an educator, not necessarily an educator, but an academic in my particular areas, because you have to specialize yourself in so many things in order to properly advise your students. And a big part of that too comes towards mental health. That's one of those things we're kind of expected to, help them deal with. So I think we have everything now. I have a list. Let's see. Yeah, I think, where am I? I think we've opened every door. I think we've officially gone everywhere. And the home ec room you can't get into. So don't worry about that one. Okay, let me look at my list really quick. We'll check over this one more time. I am missing some stuff. There are some things we have to do still. But I want to check the list before I kind of start closing it out. I think the only thing we haven't done, we did the tree ghost. I think we did all the ghost encounters we can do here, except for the women locked in the closet. So let's do that. All right, so in the spirit of 100% completion, there are two ghosts in this building I can think of offhand where you have to encounter them X number of times before you get 2 of the trophies in the game. The first one is a ghost we encountered in the bathroom. So if you go in the bathroom stalls, I can't remember which one it is. I want to say it's the ones that have the furthest back stalls in this first building. I don't remember if it really matters which floor you're on. But I think you have to be in the men's bathroom at the furthest stall to the back from the door. And you have to let that encounter play out so many times and you'll get a trophy pop for it. This one, the woman locked in the closet, is also the other one. And we actually read the story for this one. This is the story about the woman who, they said this was a what do they call it? It was during the conscription, I think they said it was called. And it was basically like a concentration camp. And they put her in here. I don't remember if they were just trying to torture her or if they were trying to question her or whatever they were going for. But they said if you kind of look through the closet doors, in the dark, she'll sometimes jump out at you. And you can actually just kind of, it's random. Yeah. So, if you're just playing the game, you're like, oh, the lights have to be off. The janitor's looking for me. And suddenly that happens. You're like, I don't want those lights off anymore. So, that's how you get her to pop. And so, when I first started playing this, like, she's just there. Okay, so I think that is everything. Now, how many saves do I have? I think I'm going to keep the save I have from before this as backup and just go ahead with this and hope I don't die. I'm pretty sure I got everything, so otherwise we'll just have to work with the janitor.
Hey, why are you What was that noise I heard?
Oh no, I made a whoopsie. Oh, yeah, I guess it doesn't matter. We can fix it later. I made a whoopsie because this dialogue option that comes up here, uh, this is going to be a fork in the road for us later. So the save I made before the tree, we're going to have to use that as our backup save. So we're going to have to fight the tree again at some point. After we finish this, of course. So, a big tree monster kidnaps So Young. That does not sound like the right thing to say, does it? But it's the truth. And that's a big part of this, the ending that we're going for, is the truth. We want to know what
Tree?
happened.
Are you insane? I don't understand what you're saying. Why are there so many guys in this school who are completely obsessed with So Young? She's not even that pretty.
Hey now.
Hey, come on, be honest. Are you here this late because you're into So Young as well? Is it because tomorrow is White Day?
So for us, White Day was actually yesterday, March 14th. So this is going to fork us in a different direction, which is why this dialogue set here is really important, because it's going to set us down a different path depending on what you choose. That's why I was saying, like, there has to be a reload point if you don't want to replay the entire game, and right before this dialogue conversation, before you pick up that little token, is where you want to make a save. So basically right to where I picked up that little wooden piece. Okay, let's see. I have to go with number one, really? It's none of your business? Huh. I bet that's where I screwed up last time we were playing this. I forgot about that. Let's try it. I got a backup.
Have it your way then. Look, wake up, stupid. You think you're the only one So Young bewitched with that face of hers? You don't know this, but she's a manipulative witch.
Really? Is So Young really like that?
Yes, she is. And that's not all. There are a ton of totally strange rumors about her. Rumor has it, So Young... Huh? Did you hear something just now?
And here's our fork in the road. So if we go after Sung Ah, we're going to end up staying with her and continue that conversation. But we're going for a different ending, so we're going to go check where the noise is coming from. Did you see it? We've seen you before.
What are you doing in here? Tell me, what happened earlier?
Are you all right? Are you hurt? Yeah, be nice. So, all right. So there's two things with the ending that we're going for. So I'm going for the trickier of the possible endings with her, because you can have different endings with each of the characters you run into. So there's 10 endings total. There's 3 for So Young, 2 for Sung Ah, 2 for Ji-hyeon. And then the others, one of them is a death one, and one applies to the other character, G-Man. And so there's 2 things you're kind of going for with this, as far as I'm aware of. One is to, of course, be nice to her, because if you are off-putting to her in the least, she will not, it will not lead into the ending that we are looking for. And the other thing is that the ending we're going for is called White Chrysanthemum, and it's the ending that relates to the truth. What's the truth of what's going on here? We're trying to figure out, basically, the main story as much as we can. And so you're kind of going for the interactions that get you the most truth out of every character. In some cases, you're not always being nice to them, and that's where you have forks in the road. So ask her if she is all right.
Yeah, I'm fine. I can't remember anything. I woke up on the floor of a completely different room. I have a feeling that tonight is very different. Maybe the day is here. you know something too, don't you?
Let's see. I'm curious about what is going on here. There is a piece of wood that looked like a talisman. All I did was put that piece in place. Yeah, so truth related.
Oh yeah? Maybe. That might have caused it. All right, that's fine. This school has so many hidden secrets. I'm gonna go now. If you want to leave the school, go to main building too.
Alright, this is going to release the janitor again, and I have to get around to the stairwell before he gets to me. And he goes quick sometimes. Okay, I beat him.
Tell me why So-young's face froze all of a sudden. Did you come to this school just to follow around So-young?
Okay, since we're not really at a branching point here, I don't think the conversation with her really matters. Yeah, they're implying what I was getting at earlier. She was making comments about having to beat people off of So-young, and if you look at the doodles she's leaving around, one of them has her name, her and So-young's initials back to back, basically. GMSSY, or the other way around. I don't remember which way it was written. But basically, I believe she is interested in So-young. I think is what they're implying. Aren't you the one who's chasing after So-young? Or that's what I was going to ask you. A simple thank you would have been nice. I don't think this really matters, to be honest. Because we're not really supposed to even trigger this.
What are you talking about?
I hope that doesn't matter.
Just transferred to this school. She's so irritating. Just tell me, why So-young left the media room so mad with that face?
Can't you see by looking at your... can't you see by looking at your doodling? You aren't the one... Wait. You aren't the one... You are the one who's been stalking So-young. Why didn't you go ask her yourself? Again, I don't think this matters.
What?
Uh-oh. So if we didn't get the last doodle before taking the talisman, I believe that's what cuts us off from interacting with Ji-min. There is one more major thing I think we need to do to trigger her story, but we're not going to follow it. So we're going to go with the main story. We will do it later, but... Alright, let's do a quick checklist. Let's see, what are we looking for? Miscellaneous items. So we got the N key, paper crane, cigarettes, 1 gram weight, 5 gram weight, love letter. Let's see, what else? Oh. Bloody workbook. So have 3 pieces of class schedule. So we got one. Oh wait, they're all in one spot. Never mind. Yep, 3. Okay. Report card we have here. Chalk we obviously have to have because that's what triggered the last ghost encounter that we needed to trigger. Gym teacher's hat, which triggered the big ghost that tackled us. Typewriter M, which is down here, I believe. And small red key, which we should have got from the lockbox. But let's just double check everything. Yeah, small red key. Okay. Okay, let's mark off that list. Ghost stories, we should have. Let's see. Should be 4 ghost stories. 4, 5, 7, 17. Yeah. Okay, we're good on that. Ghost encounters. I can't check those. The face filled with hatred, attendance ghost, child who's solving a problem, girl outside the window, woman locked in closet, and headless ghost that's floating around. We've seen her many times now. So, we are good. I think we got everything in main building 1 that we need for now. We will have to backtrack here later, but for now we are good. Plus we got all the doodles, so I can use that to my advantage later. Let's see. I think we're clear to go to the next part. Okay, so what we're going to do, I think, is let's get to main building 2 and close it off there, because we got everything here we need. Of course, you had to run to the opposite side of the building. And we're on floor 1, though. He went down the hall, didn't he? That's why the door's closed. Is he going to keep going down the hall? Because I could always run upstairs. Okay, let's make our way down. I keep hearing like a cricket or something there, and it sounds almost like his keys in tone. All these doors are open. He's over here, isn't he? Are you kidding me? I knew that. He's gonna hear that. Oh, you jerk. Oh, I knew you were gonna do that. I knew he was going to do that. No! 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 Oh, I hate you! Okay. Do I have it in me to make it all the way back? I did nothing. You heard nothing. Oh god, I'm getting winded. Oh boy. This could be the end of me. Go, 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 go. I did not panic. I was calm and collected. All right. Main building 2. March 14th. It's officially White Day. Oh, wait. It's March 15th over here. Well, hello there. Aren't you absolutely terrifying? Okay, we'll find a place to save. The music. Ooh. Ear candy. I love the music in this game. Alright, so that'll be the end, I think, of our first part of White Day. For this playthrough, at least. So, gist of the story so far is we went into our high school. The idea, if you kind of follow the opening sequence, which it's at the very, very beginning of the recording. If I got it recording in time, I'll leave it in there so people can watch it if they want to see it. They'll be right back at the beginning, though. Basically, I think the idea is that he was trying to sneak into the school to leave a gift of chocolates for the person he is interested in. The tradition of White Day, or not I should say the more modern tradition of White Day, I believe, is that somebody gifts a person they're interested in something on Valentine's Day on February 14th, and then if the person feels the same, they're supposed to reciprocate on White Day, which is March 14th. But in this case, I think he's just giving her a gift. And I believe it's supposed to be for So Young, because that's what everything kind of circles around if you follow everything up into like the point of the game starting, because you can end things very differently, where you don't really spend much time with her at all, and you actually spend a lot more time with the other two characters. And he also has her diary. So I believe he was trying to return both, or basically slip both into her locker, I assume is what he was going for. And so then we got stuck in the school. We saw that one of the janitors beat a kid to death. The other one chased us down and probably would have killed us too. Not going to say probably, he would have killed us. We met some characters. We met Sung-ah and Ji-hyeon when we first got to the school. Sung-ah's got quite the sass to her. I love both their characters. And then we got to finally meet So Young, that everybody's been talking about, the one from the opening video, and kind of see a little bit of what she's like. And I always thought she was a really interesting character. To me, she's a bit more mysterious than the other two. I always found her to be. Like I said, she doesn't have like the sass that you get from Sung-ah, and she's not quite as sheepish as Ji-hyeon. And she's kind of a little bit more wrapped up in what's going on with herself. and things around her rather than you, as opposed to the other two characters. I'm much more interested in Heeman. But so we got all the items we needed from this building. We got some of the ghost encounters, and we got some of the ghost stories. The main reason we need the items is to trigger some of the ghost encounters. Those require items, and the other reason we need some of the items is for puzzles to get the stories, because some of the stories are not easy to find. So that's why we're picking a lot of these things up. And the reason we're going to need to backtrack later is we don't have access to everything right now. There's a lot of locked stuff in this side of the building, so we'll be coming back much later. And so the only thing we've run into so far, let's see. Yeah, I think traditionally that's what Valentine's Day was for the girl to give the something to the boy, and White Day was the reciprocation. I don't think that's the same anymore nowadays, though. I think that's kind of become gender neutral as far as I'm aware of, because every time I hear it described now, it doesn't really matter who it is. I could be completely wrong, though. It's not, it's not the main reason I know about White Day is because of this game, and that's my limited knowledge. No, I got you there, Beth. And so the main story things that have kind of happened here is we've gotten the idea that the school is clearly haunted because we've seen some of the ghosts. The janitors, I'm not going to comment much more on them yet, but they've made some notions about them that we'll hear more about later. But Ji-hyeon said a very important dialogue bit about them, that they're nice during the day. And we've gotten to know the characters a little bit. Now, when we first met So Young here in the school, before, this is way after the beginning of the game, this later that day, but when we got to meet her, she was grabbed by the tree ghost, the tree monster, and that's how we got the key to the rest of the rooms in this part of the building, in the main building 1. And so, she doesn't remember that. That's also really important. She does not remember that. She didn't know what happened to herself. And I'll kind of bring the stuff around at the end when we get to that point. So, because some of the ghosts in this game, like I said, they're ghosts you have to run into, and that's one of them. There's another ghost we ran into there that we had to run into. That was the girl that was kind of hovering above the window. And I think they actually give her a name. I'm not going to say anything about it, but the one that was hovering above the window, so we saw her, and then we saw her again when we were talking to Sung-an. Sung-an ran off when she heard that noise. We went to investigate the recording room, and we saw that same ghost hovering in the recording booth. And that's when So Young showed up. So we've seen that ghost twice now. So I always thought that was interesting. Now, I mentioned earlier, too, that the home economics room is kind of untouchable. There are ways to get in there. I think you have to play on Hell mode to do it, though. Alternatively, if you play as Ji-min, she has much more access to the building than we do in certain circumstances, if I recall. So, one or the other. I don't remember exactly how that works, but I know there's ways you can get in the room at certain points, and I want to say that's either Hell mode or Ji-min's. I'll make sure to check that later on before we get to that point. But anyways, I think that is where we will leave it off. So, let's see. We'll probably do entirety of main building 2 next time. I don't think that's going to take me long. It's the new building that really takes a while. But anyways, we will close it off here. Thank you all for joining. I think we had a lot of people here tonight. People that I know, I should say. I don't know who else may have popped in and out. So thank you, Beth, Kale, Firebird, Corey, Sacred. Who else popped in that I'm not remembering? Is anybody? I don't think Mike L was here. I think he was in Discord chat. But thank you all for joining. I love this game, and I can't wait to play more. I can't wait to dig into the trophies of this and the collections and stuff, because those are a lot of fun, and kind of do all the fun endings and see how irritated I get when I'm trying to speed run this, because that's basically what's going to become after we do the first run. So thank you all for joining, and I will see you all later.